In February 2026, the tool that half the self-hosting community trusts to protect their applications patched 3 critical vulnerabilities in the same week. One allowed remote code execution. Another let attackers bypass authentication using a malformed browser cookie. The third enabled injection of forged identity assertions. That same month, the enterprise option that banks and governments rely on patched 7 of its own, including one where disabled users could still obtain valid access tokens. These are the tools deciding who gets into your systems. Tutorials compare all 4 as alternatives. They are not. One is a 20 megabyte container that sits in front of your reverse proxy and checks whether someone is allowed through. The other 3 are full identity platforms that applications delegate their entire authentication to. Choosing between them is not a feature comparison. It is a question of what problem you actually have.
Authelia is not an identity provider. That distinction matters because every other tool in this comparison is one. Authelia is a forward authentication proxy written in Go that runs as a single container using under 30 megabytes of memory. It sits between your reverse proxy and your applications. When someone tries to access a service, the reverse proxy asks Authelia whether that person is authenticated and authorized. If they are, the request passes through. If not, they see a login page. Setup takes 15 to 30 minutes. You edit a configuration file, define your access policies, point your reverse proxy at it, and deploy. It works natively with the most common reverse proxies in the self-hosting community. User storage is either a static file or an external directory service. There is no built-in user management interface. The limitation is the scope. The identity connection support is certified but still classified as beta by the project itself. There is no support for
the older Enterprise Federation protocol that many corporate applications require. There is no multi-tenancy. There is no device management. If your applications need to delegate their authentication to an external identity system, rather than simply having a gatekeeper check credentials at the door. Authelia is not the right tool. It was never designed to be. What it does within that scope is remarkably efficient. It protects applications that have no authentication of their own, adds multi-factor to services that do not support it natively, and runs on hardware as small as a single board computer. For home labs and small self-hosted environments, where the reverse proxy is already the center of the infrastructure, nothing else in this comparison comes close on resource efficiency. Authentik is a full identity provider built in a combination of languages, with over 14,000 stars on its repository and more than 300 contributors. It handles single sign-on, the major authentication and federation protocols, directory services, user provisioning, device management, and customizable authentication flows through a visual editor. It also supports forward authentication, which means it can do what the lightweight option does while offering everything it cannot. The learning curve sits in the middle of this group. Setup takes 1 to 2 hours. The web interface reduces the amount of manual configuration compared to the enterprise heavyweight. The flow system lets you build authentication journeys visually rather than editing files or writing code, though complex customizations still require scripting knowledge. The database dependency is a hard requirement. There is no lightweight storage option. For single machine personal deployments, that adds operational overhead that the forward proxy alternative avoids entirely. In February 2026, 3 critical vulnerabilities were patched in the same release cycle. One scored 9.1 out of 10 on the severity scale and allowed remote code execution through the expression evaluation system. Another allowed complete authentication bypass through malformed cookies when used with common reverse proxies. The third enabled forged identity assertions through a signature verification gap. All 3 were fixed in patched releases. Community discussions around the project have included concerns about potential commercialization of features currently available for free, though the project moved several previously paid enterprise features to the free self-hosted version in 2025, which runs counter to that concern. Keycloak is the enterprise heavyweight with roughly 23,000 stars and backing from one of the largest open-source companies in the world. If a protocol, federation standard, or legacy integration exists, Keycloak almost certainly supports it. Single sign-on, identity brokering across external providers, fine-grained role-based access, user federation across multiple directory sources, and custom extensions through a provider interface that lets you modify nearly any behavior. The cost of that power is complexity. The administration console is frequently described as unintuitive. The number of configuration options is overwhelming for new teams. Setup takes 4 to 8 hours at minimum, and production readiness is measured in days to weeks. The runtime requires 2 to 8 gigabytes of memory depending on the deployment, which is over 250 times what the lightweight forward proxy alternative uses. A major architectural migration from one application server to another introduced breaking changes that affected configurations, network endpoints, and custom provider implementations. Custom extensions had to be rebuilt entirely. Theme changes between versions break existing customization. The community documentation prioritizes code over explanations, which pushes teams toward trial and error, external guides, or consulting services. 7 vulnerabilities were patched in February 2026 alone, including one where disabled users could still obtain valid tokens, and another where forged invitation tokens enabled cross-organization registration. Community support has no service-level agreement. For teams that hit a security issue or outage outside business hours, there is no guaranteed response time without a commercial support contract. Zitadel is the newest of the 4, built in Go, with an architecture designed from the ground up for multi-tenant software as a service applications. Every change to every user, role, and login event is stored as an immutable event rather than overwriting existing data. That gives you a complete audit trail of everything that has ever happened in the system, which is valuable for compliance and forensic analysis. The multi-tenancy is native rather than bolted on. Organizations, projects, and applications are isolated by design. For teams building platforms where each customer needs their own identity space, this is the primary differentiator against the other 3 options. The programming interface uses a high-performance protocol alongside the standard web interface, and an actions system lets you hook into events for custom logic. The problems are operational. A self-hosted deployment report from February 2026 described architectural changes that altered the
deployment structure mid-integration, programming interface versions being deprecated while teams were still building against them, and configuration behavior that was easy to get wrong and difficult to diagnose. The team acknowledged in January 2026 that documentation was not always clear and that onboarding could be confusing. Security vulnerabilities have included cross-organization data access through identifier manipulation and user enumeration through login interfaces. For single-tenant applications or small teams that do not need the multi-tenant architecture, the event sourcing model and service complexity add overhead without proportional benefit. The first question is whether you need a gatekeeper or an identity system. If your applications manage their own users and you just need someone checking credentials at the door with multi-factor authentication, the forward proxy option runs on minimal hardware in under 30 minutes and does that job with nothing wasted. If your applications need to delegate authentication to an external system, the choice depends on your scale and your requirements. For small to medium teams moving away from managed identity services, the modern option with the visual flow editor offers the best balance between capability and learning curve. Accept the database dependency and keep up with security patches. For enterprises with dedicated identity and access management teams, legacy federation requirements, and complex role hierarchies across hundreds of employees, the heavyweight option supports more protocols and integrations than any alternative in this comparison. Accept the memory footprint,
the steep learning curve, the version migration friction, and the lack of guaranteed community support. For teams building multi-tenant platforms where each customer needs isolated identity management, the event-sourced option was designed for exactly that architecture. Accept the operational brittleness that comes with a newer project, still finding its documentation and deployment stability. All 4 patched critical security vulnerabilities in February 2026. The tools responsible for protecting your authentication are themselves attack surfaces. Whichever you choose, staying current on patches is not optional. Every choice is a trade-off. At least now you know what you're trading.